Colosseum is about blushing and shame. The spot in the first line is Lady Macbeth. And rose from my lair, of course, is Sylvia Plath. The Vestals, I'm sure you know, are the virgins who tended the flame in ancient Rome. Colosseum, that was the blood again, the self-same spot that had to go, which didn't mean the rose, though blood and a rose could share a color. It rose to my face, as a blush would do, for showing you that I was what I was. I was the empress, or else the goddess, or the servant of my sensual thoughts, and I threw all my meat to the lions, to be eaten alive, or lionized. A colossal mess I made of my life, in the flesh and also in the round. This was the essence of Colosseum, the museum of my colossal shame, where I mused on the blood sport of it all, where I longed for the lust of the lions. Here was my game, the name of my sin, for I never threw men to the lions, or rose from my lair, or ate men like air, or pearls to pigs, though I tossed a rose to the crowds and begged them to spare my life, dominion and dungeon of the senses, and all the beauty and the blasphemy. Petals, petals, scattering from the stands, where only Vestals were allowed to sit, having tended the flame for all of us. Here I knew was the empire of my soul, showing on my face as I turned to you. Bomb. The name of this poem, Bomb, is B-O-M-B, but when the word appears in the poem, it is B-A-L-M. There's also in here a raisin drying in the sun, and this is from Langston Hughes' great poem, A Dream Deferred. And so this poem is about deferring dreams. Was I playing it in the hope of joy? Play it as it lays, as someone said, playing it down, or else playing it up? Or was there some other raison d'etre, some other raisin drying in the sun, or some other reason under the sun? Please excuse my French. Was there a reason for being and doing anything else, dreaming or dying for anything else? Be content with lack of misery was a kind of motto for some of us, a kind of bonbon or a platitude, or a kind of candy for a sucker, when what you need is a drink of sense, the mot juste, and a drink of joy or juice. Drink up, or else drink it down. Have you ever pondered the difference? Not a bon mot, or else a play on words, but a choice between rising and falling. Or lay it aside, play it as you can, when what you need is some balm for the heart, or else a pillow for your pretty head, or a pill, or a grape plucked from the vine. Maybe a surge, a surfeit, or an urge, or something urgent in the argument, as though reasoning could be part of it. Some say a surge of joy might be killing. Acrolith. An acrolith is a statue whose extremities are of a different material from the body. The poem also alludes to the tombs beside the highways leading out of Rome. Ancient Romans buried their dead beside the roads. I had been hoping for a change of scene, surfing the centuries for something new, like a new head for an ancient body, or a new body for an ancient head, dredged from the sea, or a sarcophagus, or like a new tooth for a tired smile, iconic, or else maybe ironic, in gold or silver, in plaster or stone, some metallurgy or mimicry, a simulacrum or a simile, like deadheading a favorite rose, or else starting again from the source book. Sorcerer, will you give me back my source? Give me a head, or let me get ahead. Maybe only a shift of mood or heart, a goblet of wine, and a gulp of air, a milestone on the road to nirvana. Wasn't nirvana the goal of the nerves? Or a hill town on the outskirts of Rome, a headstone on the highway to heaven? All this searching for a surge of surprise, when all I found was as old as the hills. Surgeon, a splurge, a surfeit or an urge to bring me to my senses or stun them. Some salvage from the ruin of myself, some saving grace, a means of saving face, the facelift of a Roman fantasy. These two poems are from Visits from the Seventh. I'll read the first and the last. Floating. I said some nonsense or other to them, and they mocked back. But we're your one design, or you're our one design. Which was it? The pen slipped and capered on the page, escorted by ripplings in the atmosphere, like breeze with nothing to blow against. We wear no form or figure of our own, a wisp, a thread, a twig, a shred of smoke, to tell us from the motions of the air. We'd love to live in even a bubble, to wrap around its glossy diaphanous, reaching and rounding, as slinkily real as a morning stretch or a dance in a field. But we know only this air and memory, once or several times removed and turned, the pang of a once had, a maybe again, that shifting half-light, our home and habitat, those hours, soft-toned, windless, that favor passage, the usual relay of twilights, and how often a century, the sun eclipsed, that created half-light, not dusk or dawn, us glowing through, our light, our element, in which we show best, glow best, what we are. Yesterday some snowflakes slipped through us, refreshing kisses, passing through our heat. Ah, we wanted to say, if we could have, we'd have laughed right out from sheer surprise. And what else? We've got you to stand for us, and I have you, I said, to float for me. Ellipses. Why was a soul an only and a foot? And why was soul not solar, not solid? Alone I was, yes, a solipsism. Lips stammering alone. Do you read that? I opened my lips, hoping one would speak. As always, they preferred the passages between no and yes, between dark and bright, those rays of the sun from behind the earth, never the eye of the sun, its sham truths, its illusion of seeing all. They loved all verges, the dusk, the dawn, the dusky grays, the grayed and shadowed hues, all shadows and ellipses. Here were my lips again, lulls, lapses, what was lost or left unsaid, or stated elsewhere, leaps of faith and love. Love, leaps of love, lips. Read mine, I said. The gentle attraction of gravity, gradations and degrees, stairwells and steps, hallways, hellos, and even some farewells. All that led elsewhere and was else than self. The object, not the subject, the other, not the one. They endorsed desire. This was their desideratum, ipso facto. Could these be lips again? Read mine, I said. All things through which some other showed or glowed. They loved a shingle hanging on a door, a shiver, a sheer dress, a burst of song, two shadows overlapping on a wall, all things that transited toward otherness, transitional, translucent, in a trance. Desire, because it tended somewhere else. They shunned all certainties and forecasts. In this they were like me. We shared these thoughts. Nothing was known. This they were sure they knew. And if anyone knew, it might be them. The sun was eyeing us. I lapsed and slept.